discuss bill, move resolution on financial statements, and so on. The Legislative Council, both at the center 16 to 60 and in the provinces not uniform, was expanded. It retained official majority in the Central Legislative Council but allow the Provincial Legislative Council to have non-official majority. Communal representation was introduced as Muslims were given separate electorate based on religious ground. Satyendra Prasad Sinha became the first Indian to join the Viceroy Executive Council. The Government of India Act 1919 Montagu Chelmsford Reform. Samuel Montagu, the Secretary of State for India, and Lord Chelmsford, Viceroy of India, prepared a report to introduce self-governing institutions in India. It relaxed the central control over the provinces by separating the central and provincial subjects. The powers of the Secretary of State were drastically reduced. It required that the three of the six members of Viceroy Executive Council were to be Indian. Direct elections were introduced for the first time in the country. The central legislatures was to have a bicameral legislatures for the first time. Diarchy system was introduced in the provinces where provincial subjects of administration were to be divided into two categories: reserve and transfer. Transfer subjects were administered by the governor with the help of ministers responsible to the legislative council. Reserve subjects were administered by the governor with his executive council without any responsibility towards the legislative council. It provided separated electorate for Sikh, Indian, Christian, Anglo-Indian, and European. Simon Commission. It was constituted in 1927 to inquire the working of the Act of 1919 under the chairmanship of Johann Simon. It placed its report in 1930, which was examined by the British Parliament. Government of India Act 1935. Diarchy was abolished in the provinces, but it was introduced at the federal level. The division of subjects was made into three lists: federal 59 items, provincial 54 items, and concurrent 36 items, and residuary powers were given to the viceroy. It provided for establishment of an all India federation consisting of British provinces and princely states as units, but the federation did not come into effect because the Indian princely states had not joined the federation. It introduced bicameralism in 6 out of 11 provinces. The federal legislature had two chambers, the Council of State and Federal Assembly. The Council of State was to be permanent body without one third of its members retiring every 2 years. The governor was given power to use their discretions in certain matters. The Act provided for a federal court. It further extended the principle of communal representation by providing separate electorate for depressed classes, women, and labor. It provided for the establishment of a Reserve Bank of India to control the currency and credit of the country. It provided for the establishment of a Federal Public Service Commission and Joint Public Service Commission for two or more provinces. Cripps Mission 1942. Dominion status was proposed. Constitution of India to be made by an assembly whose members were to be elected by provincial assembly and nominated by princely states. Any province of India state not prepared to accept the constitution could negotiate separately with Britain.